On January 21st, a gunman, later identified as 72-year-old Hu Genzhen, showed up in Monterey Park on the eve of the Lunar New Year and devastated the community. Many people lost their families that night, their lives forever changed. Here are their stories. Ming Wei Ma was a beloved manager at Star Ballroom Dance Studio. He is remembered by family and friends as a pillar in Monterey Park and a source of humor and compassion. Affectionately known as Mr. Ma, Ma had immigrated from China where he had been part of a well-known dance group. Ma was a social connector whose death has sent shockwaves through the broader San Gabriel Valley Chinese community. According to his family's GoFundMe page, Ma helped build a community that dearly loved and respected him for his kindness. My Nhan grew up in Ho Chi Minh City and immigrated to Rosemead with her family in the 1980s. Nhan's family and friends remembered her infectious cheerfulness, her kind heart, and her ability to bring people together to dance. Fonda Quan, Nhan's niece, recalls her aunt's eagerness to celebrate the wins of those in her wide circle of friends. One of Nhan's longtime instructors said her presence breathed life into the Star Ballroom Dance Studio and Lai Lai Ballroom and Studio in Alhambra. Her family describes Diana Tom as a hardworking mother, wife, and grandmother who loved to dance. Loved ones say she was someone who always went out of her way to give to others. Her family asks that the people honor her legacy by donating to the Monterey Park Lunar New Year Victims Fund. Xiujuan Yu immigrated to the United States from China in the early 2010s and hoped to create a new start with her husband and 3 children. Yu and her husband worked odd jobs in labor-intensive fields to provide for their family. Yu knew that her father liked reading the newspaper and sometimes had trouble walking, so she would buy him a paper and drop it off so he wouldn't have to leave home. Yu's niece described her as diligent and hardworking and that she often put others before herself. She leaves behind a husband and 3 children, 2 of whom are pursuing degrees in sports medicine and kinesiology at California State Universities. Family members say Valentino Alvero was a loving father, a dedicated son and brother, and a grandfather who loved his 3 nieces and nephews like his own children. He loved people and hearing about their lives, and in return, he shared his own stories with so much gusto and enthusiasm that you couldn't help but listen and laugh along with him. Alvero's family said he loved ballroom dancing and was the life of any party. According to the Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles, Alvero was Filipino-American and a devout Catholic. Yu Lun Kao, who also went by Andy Kao, immigrated to the United States with his brother about 20 years ago from Taiwan. Gao was at Star Studio with Shally, his dance partner of 15 years, when the shooting began.
And suddenly we see the sound boom, boom. I thought it's a Chinese firework, you understand? Every year they do that. And after that you realize it's no, it's wrong, it's not. And then like the gun was shooting like non-stop like that. That's why I pull my partner, please. We go to hide under the table, and after the suspect no more shooting, he get out. At that time I wake up to call my partner, wake up, and he was there, don't respond all the time.
According to Shally's husband, Francois, Gao protected Shally by taking the bullet for her. Gao's GoFundMe page described him as a free spirit who made people laugh and loved to dance even if it was only him on the dance floor. Gao's family remembers him as a warm-hearted, happy, and kind man. Chia Ling Yao, who also went by Charlie, was described by family as a caring father, uncle, brother, and friend. Yao lived life to its fullest. His family said he took every opportunity to cultivate his love of music, dance, and travel. He often expressed gratitude for life and reflected upon the lessons he learned. He treasured his friendships and enjoyed spending time with the people he loved. According to the Taipei officials in Los Angeles, Yao was a dual Taiwanese and American citizen. Hongying Jian was known by her neighbors as Nancy and liked to play volleyball. Jian was from Sichuan province and her husband was from Shanghai. She has a mother in her 90s who lives in China. Jian liked to sing, go out dancing, and play piano, offering food and gifts to her neighbors. Wen Tau Yu was originally from Taiwan and described by family as a private person. One of Yu's son told the New York Times that he recently started school to become a pharmacist. He said that Yu was close to his family, having just celebrated the Lunar New Year together hours before the shooting. Muoi Ung was a refugee from Vietnam, and her family said she found a strong and welcoming community in Monterey Park. It took decades before she could immigrate to the United States to join other family members who had fled Vietnam in the 1970s and 80s. In a statement, Ung's family said she loved to dance, eat, and gamble, and sometimes she even tried to do all three at the same time. While Ung didn't live in Monterey Park, her family says she found a deep sense of kinship in the city where the heart of the AAPI community beat strongest. Min Yi remembers her mother, Lilan Li, as a grandmother who was a pillar of strength and optimism. She said her mother was never knocked down by life's many twists and turns, but was tragically taken by the untimely fate of wicked gun violence. According to a family statement, Li is survived by her daughter, her two sisters, a brother, and two grandchildren.